Hey everybody, how's it going? Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be talking about the proof-clad Washington quarters that have errors and varieties. I've got a presentation with every single one that's currently being attributed. I didn't include, I want to say the 1982S because that's been delisted as a variety. But yeah, this is going to be every single coin that's out there that you want to be looking for on these clad proofs, and we'll talk about the actual error or variety. I'll have a photo that I can clearly explain where to look for it, and then I'll underneath have the values that are associated based off of what grade the coin is in. So obviously some are going to be more than others based off of how well the coin was struck, basically. But let's get right into the presentation. Not a super long one today, but still a lot of important information so that you know what to look for on these clad Washington proofs. And our first coin today is the 1968S quarter. This one's going to be a double die obverse, and I think the best place to see it is going to be in the 9. There's some notching here, also some separation in the end of the 9 you can see right there, as well as in the R, kind of in the base of the R, as well as in, in both bases really. You can see a little bit of separation, a clear delineation right there of some doubling. This one's going to be worth between $50 and $200 based off of the condition. There's also a more clearly visible double die reverse on some of those 1968 proofs. You can see the shelving and the clear separation all along the left of each of these letters in E, R, D, O, L, L. These aren't obviously the only letters, but I think that it's just easy to see it in those ones specifically. And this is going to be worth between $75 and $200. And just as I mentioned, you can also see it in the leaves. So this is really all across this coin. 1968S, there's also a repunched mint mark. You can see it kind of protruding a little bit above the main S, as well as on the inside, but just a little bit above the main S, there's one that's underneath where it was repunched. This is worth between $30 and $70 on condition. And then there's also going to be a slightly more valuable one in 1969. This one, it's a clear in doubling in the obverse Liberty. You can see a clear shelf both right sides in the T, and then on the other coin, or other part of the coin, in God We Trust. You can see, especially on the left side, continued markers of doubling throughout the coin. This one is about $100 in proof 65, and then between $250 and $400 in the higher proof ranges, though that's before it gets crazy. If you found a 69 deep cam, you're talking about a whole different kind of valuation. There's also a repunchment mark here. This one's a little clearer than the last one. I think it's best observed on the left here, where there's just a clear separation above in the top of the mint mark. This one will be like $35 in proof 65, and then between $125 and $200 for proof 67 or 68. There's also a 1990. We fast forward, 2 decades or so, and there's going to be a clear double die obverse in the date is the best place to see it, especially on the inside of the 0. This one will be worth between $175 and $800, and almost all of these are deep cameo at this point, so the designation won't really matter as much. They get better at doing that, as the years go by. You can also see it a little bit on the insides of the 9, and it kind of continues along there. Then when we look at 1995S, I actually have a really challenging time seeing this, so I'm just going to be totally upfront with you. And I can see it maybe a little bit of doubling in the ribbon, but they claim that this 9 is the best place to look for it, the 2 9s, and then also doubling in the S. I legitimately do not see this variety whatsoever. I can't see it, but I just wanted to show you. And it's $150 in proof 65 all the way up to about $500 in proof 69, so you should probably be aware of it because it would definitely be a good one to pick up. There's also some proof state quarters, but that's in a separate video. I think it's really only on the proofs just to look for on the silver proof from Kansas. There's an extra hoof variety, so you can look into that if you'd like. But like I said, that concludes this presentation. A lot to look for. It's not huge amounts, but really just the dates to remember is 68, 69, and then 90 and 95. So best of luck making a good find. Would be great to hear of some, continued cherry picking activity. Thanks for watching the video. I'd encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe for more content, and get in touch with me on my website, treasuretownYT.com, Facebook, TreasureTown, Instagram @TreasureTownYT, or Twitter @TreasureTown_YT, and I'll look forward to seeing you on some of my future vids.